In a moment, we'll be talking to a reformed burglar about how we can all make our homes more secure. Earlier, though, and with the full backing of the police, he took our reporter Ellie Louise Ringe onto the streets for some easy pickings.
Just a normal street in Bristol. But to a burglar, this is a street filled with opportunities.
You just look at this door, it's, you know, it's virtually open there, and it screams out, burgle me. Just come in and take what you want. I look down here and I see a laptop, computer, that's all on view, that's there for the taking. That's sort of saying, come and take me. And especially for a drug addict, it says, come on, here's your addiction sorted out for the day. But I'm down here and straight away there's a little place I can duck into and I'm out of sight.
So no one can see you?
No one can see me at all. I can take this panel out and I'm through and I take whatever I want and no one knows anything. This all needs trimming back, that head needs trimming. You've got a cat flap really poorly placed, yeah? Really poorly placed. I dare say you could get your arm up. Look.
Oh, and be right by the lock.
Yeah, and open the door. You know, the packaging, a nice Sony Bravia telly. Had I seen these boxes, I would have thought, well, they've got all that in the house. I would have broken into the house and I would have took the boxes and repackaged them and sold them as new.
The people living in these houses had given us permission to look around. They'll now be offered help from the police to make their properties more secure. But for many, talking to Peter was an eye-opening experience.
Here's a little staircase.
Oh, right.
Which I can just run up, jump over, yeah?
Well, obviously you see the house from somebody else's point of view, and from the point of view of somebody who's trying to break into it. And so it's the same house but slightly different. And some of the things that we thought we did right, but there's a lot of things that simply don't occur to you.
It would be good if everybody looked at their own house from the eyes of the burglar, and hopefully by hearing what he's had to say today, that'll help people to do that. You know, if you lose your keys and you can't get in, why not think about where are your weak points? How would you get into your own house? How would you break in?
Peter says he's trying to make amends for his past. His advice will undoubtedly prevent others becoming victims in the future. Ellie Louise Ringe in Bristol for the West Tonight.
And Peter Woolf joins us now in the studio. Peter, good to see you. Thanks very much indeed for coming in. I bet that report, you know, will send a shudder down the spines of our viewers tonight. Great advice in it, but just tell us how you went from being hardened criminal to the opposite. What happened?
I never really give anyone a fault. I weren't interested in myself, let alone other people, and I was arrested for a burglary on a man's house in London. Quite a violent burglary. I hit him on the head with a pot and with the top of his oven, cut all his head open. I was arrested for it in Pentonville prison, and I was approached by the Home Office. I was doing some research about a thing called restorative justice and the restorative conference, and asked me would I meet the victim, and I agreed to it. I didn't really know what I was letting myself in for, and if I'm honest, I only agreed to it to get out of cell for an hour. That's
and this man was a doctor, wasn't he?
Well, no, there was two victims. One of them was a doctor. The chap I hit on the head was a financer, right. But the doctor, what he's told me was so. Even there, it makes me feel quite emotional.
Because you stole his laptop.
Yeah.
Tell us what was on the laptop and what he told you.
I stole his laptop. I broke into his house, stole his laptop, and I sold it for 2 10-pound bags of heroin. What he told me at this conference was it weren't about the laptop, it was the information. There was his life's work on this laptop, a research paper, what he'd been doing, but most importantly, he was a heart and lung surgeon. Most importantly, all the notes on his patients and operations, what he was going to be doing. And the effects on this burglary affected him so much he couldn't work. So suddenly, not only was he suffering, not only was his partner suffering, his patients were suffering, their families were suffering, everyone's... And
so it's a huge impact on him, a huge impact on the
everyone.
people he worked with, and you've put it all in a book.
Yeah. Here's your book, and I suppose your message is to people, you know, if they are victims, they can change the criminals, like yourself, by meeting face to face and making the criminal appreciate, the burglar appreciate actually what they're doing along the line.
Well, research shows that it's really cathartic and very useful for the victim to meet the offender, and it allows them a voice which they don't have at the moment.
OK, well, it's fascinating. Thanks very much for coming in and sharing your story with us. Nice to see you, Peter.
And all that good advice